So we're located in El Paso, Texas. We have about 40 apartment complexes, all under LAHTC except for one. LAHTC stands for Low Income Housing Tax Credit Program. It essentially means that we qualify families based on their income. So we essentially want to help the El Paso families grow. It's affordable living with quality involved. So that's essentially what Tropicana stands for, and that's what we're looking to help promote within the city. Around 2018, we looked into a customized property management software. In that journey, we did find a company. We began creating this software, but I think it was also a learning experience, a learning curve, and that caused a lot of challenges in terms of creating something that would fit our needs into the future, and it also created a lot of challenges in the logic of the software. We started researching online. We also were looking for another payment processor at the time. So we were going to start collecting rents through another software, and that software company actually referred us to Taazaa. They spoke very highly of you all, and we began conversations and kind of getting quotes and just an idea of what that partnership would look like with Taazaa, and we pulled the trigger. And I think it was one of the best decisions that we could have made for sure. I love the relationship that we've had with Taazaa, and it was a complete 180 from our previous development company. I think the experience that you guys brought to the table truly made the difference with Taazaa, that I felt supported, and the experience that you all had allowed me to, ask the questions and kind of get more experienced answers versus before, right? We didn't have that. You all guided me and the company as to where we were headed and kind of foresaw the challenges that we were going to experience. The good thing about having worked with that other company was that I could just tell that you were more prepared to handle the customized software that we needed, and that just the responsiveness. I think that is also something that I really loved from you all. The team was always very responsive. I never had any trouble when I reported any issues in getting a response. So the way that LIHTC works, there's sometimes a lot of reactiveness to it because we have so many different scenarios. So it's hard sometimes to really define a vision in terms of what we're gonna need. Ultimately, having a team kind of take that weight off your back was really important to me, meaning, okay, this is what's happening, this is what's surrounding us, these are the things that we need to react to. And Taazaa was able to kind of support that in terms of, okay, have you thought about this? So we were able to kind of prevent a lot of things from happening beforehand, because they weren't just taking my word for what it was. They were kind of posing those questions and making me think through the workflows and making me think through the different departments that Tropicana has, from compliance, from leasing, from the property manager in the ground, dealing with these tenants, challenging me to think about them. And, they had me plan things before they even happened. We have a dashboard where we deal with the household's accounts. Our custom software previous to Taazaa could not handle a lot of the logic for these accounts. So we had to have a person, and almost two people most of the time, honestly, handling these account corrections on a daily basis, because we didn't have a software that was intelligent enough or without these bugs or glitches to support that account, essentially. So we had to deal with a lot of this manually. So when we began working with Taazaa, we were able to adjust the logic, one, and be able to respond to these corrections a lot easier. We also were able to build tools to help the manager at the property be able to distinguish between what was true and what was not. So that distinction made a huge difference because we weren't getting as many emails from the managers, right? They were able to kind of figure it out themselves and say, okay, this person truly paid late. These tools allowed them to see that, and it minimized the corrections, and I was able to only have one person handle these corrections as part of their day, not just their main duty. One of the main components was the trust factor. And what I mean by that is, yes, you go through the workflow, or what we call the happy path of the actions to get something done within the software, right? But you would do that and the system would still glitch, or the outcome was not what we expected it to be. So the trust in the system was not there. And I think over time and working with Taazaa, that improved significantly as well. And just knowing that whatever was going to be built next was actually going to be built correctly, and it was going to be able to integrate into the system that we already had. So I think that was a challenge while working with Taazaa, working with something that wasn't the best. The structure wasn't built properly, but Taazaa was still able to handle that software and improve upon it. The experience, I think, and the customer service that I also had with Taazaa. We worked really well together.